I think food always is associated to family, and it's no different with me, right? I mean, what I remember is my grandmother's cooking, and I think she was a terrific cook. What I remember is right from my childhood days, I would be with her, sitting on the kitchen platform, probably doing something or the around the food, and that's probably the earliest memory that I have. I still remember the first time I actually cooked a dish. I was probably in the 8th standard, and I think that's very avid in my memory. I would give that credit to my grandmother because I was very clear right from my 10th standard what I wanted to be. Or the 90s, you would remember there was a show called Yan Can Cook. I used to watch that with my grandmother every single day, and that probably, the love for food, the whole exposure that he was giving, and the fun that was there, that made me completely focus myself towards this whole career. I have no idea what I would be. I think I'm very happy that I've chosen to be a chef. I come from a very humble Maharashtrian background, and a very small Maharashtrian place in Dadar, which is in Bombay, called Aswad, serves the yummiest of misal and the famous batata vada from Maharashtra. It's really awesome. I think there isn't any ingredient that I would probably avoid, because everything that is there to be eaten is fair enough to be used in your cuisine. I mean, simple thing like probably in the cuisine that we do, aubergine is considered to be a very everyday kind of an ingredient. But in Shiro, we use it quite a few dishes. I think there's no ingredient that I would avoid. I think one celebrity chef that I would love to work with is Gordon Ramsay. Not for his exuberance, but the kind of knowledge that he possesses is simply brilliant. When we started Shiro, which is basically a Japanese Pan-Asian restaurant, right? And the first time I ever got a request was for the Jain Japanese food. And I was taken aback, but at the end of the day, it's a customer's demand, right? And somehow we made a couple of dishes which satisfied him to his Jain requirement. I think that was the weirdest thing that I've got. I think there are a lot of fancy dishes that I could probably name and say that I could eat this for the rest of my life. But there's something very humbling about this dish, which is basically varan bhat made by my mom. I think that you can have it any time of the day. I think for our bulk cooking, what we do is we make our bulk basic sauces all together and then probably keep the production on. I mean, that's one kind of a shortcut that we probably do. We make the bulk basic sauces, including the condiments and everything, sauteed, stir-fried, and keep it together so it's easier for our kitchen operations when the whole pressure comes in to deliver it faster. I think the most memorable experience that I have had cooking for the famous personality was with the Queen of England. That was during the opening of Queen Mary 2, which was the cruise liner that I worked for. And the kind of spread that we had was, I've never seen that kind of level of ingredients being used in my career. I mean, that was like an eye-opening aspect that we had. I think I would go for an app and a dessert, because app is something that is your first meal in any restaurant or anywhere, and that has to be very impressive because it builds up your expectations. And dessert, you got to end with a sweet tooth, right? Because that's the memory that you will always take back. This was during my last trip to Thailand. It was a very small shack along the beach, and I had the most memorable lobster and a kaprao, which is basically a hot basil chicken that you have in Thailand, which is like a street food. I'm a very street food kind of a person. So that was a very memorable because my wife was along with me, lovely wine along the beach. It was fantastic. My personal favorite, and I thought I would have loved to create that dish, was a miso cod. Simple dish, 3 ingredients, but what a effect it has. Awesome. See, well, for Shiro, when we started, we created the dish called crispy spicy avocado maki roll. We never thought that this is going to be the most popular dish ever, and I think that's one dish that I'm very proud of. So we were doing these trials, and along the trials we were doing like various things. We were doing maki rolls with tempura prawns, which was inside. It was slightly turning up to be soggier. We thought we wanted to have a crunch along with the maki, which is nice, soft and juicy. And that's when the whole idea of having tanuki, which is fried tempura flour mixed with spicy mayo, came in, and that's how crispy spicy came in.